Hi everybody and welcome to my Wales class year 6 parent workshop to tell you all about what's going to be happening this year, or some of what's happening this year. I hope you all had a really lovely summer and are glad to be back at school. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who has given me a wave from the gate in the mornings. It's nice to see so many familiar faces and some new faces too. Thank you to everybody who sent in your telephone number and your email address. That's been really helpful for me setting up on Class Dojo, making sure I've got everyone's correct information. Thank you if you signed up to our Class Dojo page. If you haven't done yet, if you need, I know there's just one or two children who still aren't signed up. If you need some help, I can catch up with you and give you a hand with that. But thank you to everyone who has signed up. And thanks everyone for sending in your inter-university letters. I know that was quick off the mark, but we are going to inter-university in a few weeks. So thank you for sending those in so promptly. A little bit about myself first. I'm Miss Layton if you've not met me before. I know lots of you have though. I've taught lots of the classes at Fulham. I've been here for ages. So it's really nice to know so many of the children already. Before that, I'm from Manchester and I worked at a school in Manchester, which was great. And a big passion of mine at Fulham is English. I currently lead English at Fulham, so I'm always banging on about reading and writing. So sorry if I chew your ear off about that. Here is our weekly timetable. This is subject to change. In fact, I think it might have changed already. Important dates for you guys to know is that we will have PE on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and I will let the children know, and I'll try and post it on Class Dojo if that changes as well. We do also have a hall slot on Fridays, but the children usually use that for golden time, so that's they don't need their PE kit for that. This is just for this half term as well, so this will change after the October half term. Another thing to note, this half term we're working with Mr. Black in ICT. He's doing some coding with the children, which they are well versed in doing now. They've spent a lot of time at school working on coding, so they're kind of leveling up, working more at kind of a high school level, looking at that. And I will put some links. The children will be using a new program or a new piece of software, so I can put some links to that on Class Dojo for you all. We're also doing some work on Friday mornings with Chelsea Football Club, looking at the project's called Say No to Hate. And it's linked to a lot of racism in football and kind of online abuse. We've had issues previously with children, especially as they're leaving year 6 and moving into year 7. We've had issues with WhatsApp and things like that. So hopefully this program will really prepare them for that and remind them of how important it is to be kind and safe online as much as it is in person. So yeah, that is our week so far. Again, if you have any questions, you can message me on Dojo about that. Here's our classroom. We're on the top floor. I know it's a bit strange because nobody's been into school for so long, but we're in a really nice classroom. We're all set up. It's really nice to have all the children sat together again. We have these two big conference style tables, and it's really nice that the children don't have to sit in rows any longer this year. We have Yahona in class with us as well, and she's working across both year 6 classes at the minute. We've got tons and tons and tons of books, and we've got lots and lots of space to move around. So yeah, I just wanted to show you a picture of the classroom. It's a bit messy. I'm a bit messy, sorry. So year 6, Mr. Feltham and I are teaching year 6 this year. We haven't planned all of year 6 yet. So these are just some of the things that we have booked in. Our topic this half term is all about war, looking at kind of ancient wars, famous wars through history and current wars going on around the world. Next half term, we're looking at natural disasters is our topic. We'll be doing lots and lots of SATs prep as we go through the year. At the minute, we're kind of identifying gaps and things from the previous missed schooling due to lockdown and trying to fill those gaps. But we'll also be looking ahead to doing SATs in May. As far as we know, they'll be going ahead this year. So we'll be doing lots of preparation. I think we'll be running a parent workshop for that in January for you all. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Uniform. Year six are kind of the role models for the school, and I'm very strict on uniform. It's really important that they wear the correct uniform. They must wear black shoes, no trainers, although they can wear trainers at playtime, but they must change back into them to come back into class. Their PE kit is also important. They're not wearing random colours. They have to wear white, navy blue, or black. And they can come into PE kit on Wednesdays or Thursdays, depending on which day I tell them. And if they don't come in their uniform, I usually send children down to the office to call home and ask you to bring their uniform in for them. It's really important they're wearing the correct uniform. It kind of means they're settled and ready for the day. They're not distracted by different things people are wearing, and it kind of makes everyone equal in the classroom, which is really important. Homework is posted onto Class Dojo every Friday, and it's to be completed by the following Wednesday. Johanna, Mrs. Feltham, and I will be marking the homework as and when the children post their work. So if they get it done on the Friday, we'll try and mark it on the Friday and get it back to them. I often post lots of different bits and bobs onto Dojo, not necessarily work, but I might read an article I find interesting. So there might be extra things on there as well. As well as their homework, I post their reading for the following week. So alongside their reading books that they're reading, I will send home the text that we're working on each week on the Friday, so the children can read it ready for our Monday lesson. And that's really important. They have a quick read of that. It's never more than 2 pages. And it's always linked to what we're doing in class. So it's really important they do read that over the weekend. We've sent home a book for the children to do their homework in. They can do it straight onto Dojo. Most of the stuff we post, the children will be able to type straight into whatever we post. But if they would like to complete their work in a book, we have sent a homework book home. That can come back into school, or it can just be left at home and the children can take a photo and post that straight onto Dojo. But please do make sure that their photos are clear and we can read them. Sometimes they're quite blurry, and the children might need a bit of support with that for the first few times. Alongside homework, the children need to be reading every day. Everyone has got a reading book now and a reading record. The children are free to choose whichever type of book they want. We've got literally hundreds of books in the classroom. We've got chapter books, non-fiction books, even picture books if the children want to borrow. We have quite a lot of kind of year 6 aimed picture books. So if they come home with something that you think, oh, this is quite easy for them, the content should still be quite challenging for them. We check reading records on Tuesdays and Fridays, and the children can change their books whenever they are ready to change them. There's no strict deadline on that. Behaviour, we do lots of house point collecting at school on Class Dojo. The children work hard to collect points each week, and I have kind of a target for each week. If they score a set amount of points individually, they score a prize for themselves, and we discuss what their prize might be each week. So for example, if they score 40 points in a week, they might get a McFlurry on Friday during golden time. We also have a shared target, so the whole class has to score maybe 300 points in a week in order for them all to get golden time on the Friday. So we do quite a lot around house points. The children can win house points very easily. They can also lose house points if they are not being respectful or not focusing on their tasks. But I try not to do that too much. Just a reminder, I'm sure you've all seen this before, but yes, we give out lots and lots of house points. There are certain things that we would speak to you at the end of the day. If there was a serious issue that behaviour-wise we felt was important to contact you about, I would of course give you a phone call or drop you a message on Dojo, depending on what it was. However, for minor things, we tend not to call home as regularly unless it was kind of a repeat issue. COVID restrictions. So for the next half term, we are keeping in place lots of our COVID restrictions. So just so you're aware, the Wales class are in a bubble with the year 5 and 6 classes. That means that we are keeping away at playtimes and lunchtimes away from the other children. The bubbles are bigger, but the good thing now is that if someone has COVID in the class no longer has to isolate, which is really good news, unless there are several cases and we're advised to close the bubble. But that's very different to last year when if we had one case, the whole class would have to close. Staff are still wearing masks in communal areas. We don't wear them in class, but we are wearing them on the playground and in and around the other parts of the building. If you come and meet us on the gate or you come in for a meeting, I would be wearing a mask and we'd expect you guys to wear one too. We're still doing regular hand washing and following all the guidance from the government as usual. And this is part of our school risk assessment. I think the cases in Hammersmith and Fulham are still quite high in comparison to nationally, so we just prefer to be safer than risk anything really. But this is constantly under review, and I think Ms. Schooneman is going to review it at half term to see how things are going. That's everything. If you have any problems or any questions, you can wave at me on the playground. You can ask Ms. Schooneman or Helen or Miss Boone, whoever's on the gate, that you need to speak to me, and they will let you know if you can come in. If you have any questions and you can't grab me on the gate, you can always message me on Class Dojo. That comes direct to me. It's a private message, so I can contact you that way too, or you can telephone the office. Obviously not whilst I'm teaching though. But yeah, I am here for you, although I'm not right there on the gate to chit chat to you as we normally would. But yeah, please do get in touch if you have anything you'd like to talk about. The class newsletter will be going home this week, so look out for that. And yeah, I hope we have a really successful year. I thank you in advance for all your support. And I look forward to all the fun times we've got ahead. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks.